I'll never forget it. I was 13. It was my first time in the West End. And I'll never forget that feeling that I had afterwards, which was that a wee bit of my life had changed because I knew all the songs. My dad bought the cassette soundtrack and I became obsessed with it because it's just so much fun and it really made me feel something. So Claire came first knocking on my door, I think in 2014, 3 weeks after the birth of her child. That's how serious and passionate Claire is. But she came knocking going, you know, we need to do something. You need to put on a show and you need to let me do it for you and with you.
The whole project has been ambitious. We're doing that slightly different to what it usually is for Little Shop of Horrors. It's usually a much smaller scale. We've brought that to a huge scale with an ensemble. It wouldn't normally have an ensemble in a professional production like this. So to bring that kind of, even the choral side of it, the vocal side of it out and make it bigger and bigger, that's what I was really excited about, doing something slightly different.
I think for the last 15 years, the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre has presented the best in West End and Broadway talent, but we've never done it on our own. So eventually we came to the idea, Little Shop of Horrors, let's do it.
So this was a really fun challenge to look at the Bord Gáis stage, which is the largest in the country, and see, okay, would this work on this stage? Can we make it work?
I think the greatest challenge that we faced is changing the perceptions, and now we're bringing them home to celebrate our own. This show has to look like it belongs here. And when I mean belongs here, it belongs in the West End and Broadway too.
I was very keen that it wouldn't be a dingy grey world, that I wanted it to feel really vibrant, you know, and so I'm the queen of research. I researched within into its life and I looked at New York in the time period. I looked at buildings, I looked at people, and I was in New York and I stayed in the Flower District. For this production in particular, I looked at graphic design, I looked at comic books, I looked at art and artists and American artists, and looked at the kind of the colour and the texture and the tone of that world, and then tried to bring that onto the stage here, you know.
You know, we looked at over 2,000 audition tapes. We were so surprised, but what it has resulted in is that those 16 you see are the best. Really, without Claire, David Hayes, the musical director, and so many other people, this would not have happened. What makes this show so special is the brilliant three-dimensional characters and the story that they tell that is both heartfelt and incredibly funny and will stay with you for a long time. And that, intermingled with the most catchiest earwormy songs that you will be singing for weeks and weeks afterwards, just makes it the most perfect piece of musical theatre.
Well, first of all, it's a fantastic production. The music is glorious. Every tune is a banger. It's so well arranged. Every time I come to a production, my approach is we need to tell this story the best it's ever been told. And we need to find ways to make it different.
I think musical theatre, it should be an escapism, and this particular show is that.
Any day you get to play at Bord Gáis is an amazing moment.
We are already here. The professional entity, the creative ability, the talent is already here, and that they walk away going, that was a brilliant show. Whether they were Irish or not, that was a brilliant show, and it belongs on that stage.
And it's what we do in theatre, is we make memories. We create memories that families can enjoy and share. It's certainly something that I have done, and I hope that it will carry on when families come and see the Little Shop of Horrors.